What's up, guys? Today in this video I'm going to be talking about exactly how I grew from $0 to a $2 million a year moving company business. I got a lot of great tips, tricks, ideas of how you can do this too. Honestly, there's really nothing special about me. I don't have any daddy's money, as you call it. I don't have anyone backing me. I didn't take out a loan. I have literally zero debt still. For the most part, I have 2 truck payments, so I don't want to say that. And we're just rocking and rolling here. And just to jump into it, exactly how I got started. I started off when I was in college, my senior year. It was the last year of college, and I had a buddy in high school that was kind of doing the same thing. He was running around with a truck and trailer, so kind of learned from him in high school and kind of learned how exactly to make money doing this and picking up furniture. I was honestly just doing whatever odd jobs I could. The first year I would pick up trash, I would clean out garages, I would pick up little pieces of furniture in the back of my pickup truck. I literally started with my pickup truck, guys. So if you're, not someone who has a ton of money to start a business, this is a great business to quickly start making cash with, either just your hands, either a dolly, emptying people's U-Hauls, or, if you have a pickup truck like I did, it was super convenient, driving around town, picking up furniture for people, making relationship with furniture companies, things of that nature. So I'm going to kind of start with point A that I wanted to talk to you guys about. And that's what I just kind of went over is you don't need a lot of money to start. I think a lot of people have this misconception that you need a lot of money to start a business. And, if you can take any advice from my example, it's going to be that you really don't. So point number 1 is you don't need a lot of capital to get started in this business. And point number 2 is how to get leads. I think this is a lot of, gray area for a lot of people who are like, how do I get, leads for my business? How do I, make sure that I'm profitable? But how do I get leads? How do I get jobs coming in the door every single day? The best advice I can give you is don't be afraid to spend a little money on marketing. Now, the platforms that I started off with were Thumbtack and Angie's Leads, but I don't recommend Angie's Leads at all. It was a big mistake. I got into this huge contract and it was a pain to get out. It was very hard. Definitely do not recommend anything Angie's List. But let's talk about Thumbtack real quick. Thumbtack used to be very low cost to get leads, between $7 to $20. Now an average lead can be anywhere from $25 to $40. So with that said, Angie's List, definitely a no. Thumbtack, I'm going to go ahead and say on the record, I would not be using Thumbtack to get leads. Now I'll tell you why. 1, it's already instilling in your business how to race to the bottom with price. Now, racing to the bottom with price when you're first starting off is one thing, but Thumbtack really made my mind twist in a way that I was like, I'm competing on price on every single job. Customers just want the cheapest rates, and some things you can't control. Now, everyone can agree they don't really want to pay a lot of money for movers, but you are offering a service, whether you're picking something up, delivering something for a customer. There are a lot of extra costs that people don't consider. And as well, if you're a good person, like, I consider myself a good person with customer service wise, and you can talk to people and you can communicate and you can tell them when you're going to be there, that's worth money. No one wants to pay, more than they should, but also people don't want to get screwed over and not pay, a penny, but not, get really good service. And people just show up at their door saying, oh, we're here. Well, hey, I needed to know when you were going to be here, things like that. So point number 2 is going to be definitely don't charge, too cheap when you're getting started. Definitely get the ball rolling. If I had any recommendations, it would be to start doing labor onlys, either by yourself or with a person. And what I mean by labor onlys is unloading U-Hauls, unloading trucks, moving furniture in and out of the house, even building furniture if you're handy enough. I didn't do that because I'm not a very a handy person like that, and I just don't have the mindset or the patience for it. But either way, if you're someone who can do something just in someone's house, I definitely think that's the best way to get cash flow started. So about me specifically, I had my pickup truck with a trailer for about a year. And then that year in summer, I was making pretty good money. I remember at one point I had $13,000 just in cash just sitting from all the jobs. Now you have to take consideration this industry is kind of one of those where, like, if you're ready and willing to go and you're ready to roll, you know, you can make some money really kind of all day, every day. But sometimes you have to kind of be willing to be flexible with people, last minute requests, things of that nature. And that can be, you know, a little irritating. And even some days I would start off with literally no moves on my calendar at 8 in the morning. And by the end of the day, I had completed 3 to 4 little jobs. So you got to take what you can get every single day. Every day is a new day, unfortunately. And for some people, that is a good, you know, way to live. For me, it kind of sucks. So I wanted to spend a lot of money on marketing. And then after I did that for the first year in college, I graduated actually in December. So I was out on my own. I remember the first long distance job that I ever booked was a move from Columbus, Ohio to Dallas. And I booked it for $4,000. And I'm laughing because thinking back now, we had 2 trucks. It took all week to load the truck. I had to get a ton of people to help us unload, and it was a nightmare. I probably made a couple $100. It was really bad. We had to pack for them. It was the middle of winter, and it was brutal. That was my first taste of like a big job where I just didn't really I just kind of shot a number out there that sounded nice, and I didn't really think about what it cost me. I just wanted to figure it out. So I graduated December, like I said. I had that big job, and then what I did was I immediately scaled to 2 trucks, 2 pickup trucks and trailers, kind of like the one I'm in right now, as you can see back there. I'm actually taking this trailer to get it worked on at this moment, but this is kind of what I started off with, a rig like this. I just happened to be in it today, but I don't really use it for work purposes anymore. But I started off with a pickup truck that I had, and then I bought a second pickup truck for cash for $5,000, or maybe it was $4,000. It wasn't a lot, and it was a pretty great truck. It ran for about 8 months, and then it died on me, but it ran. When I say it ran, we went all over. So that first year, 2 trucks, I brought in about, you know, anywhere from 20 to 40K a month. Now, obviously that's gross numbers. I was profiting about 10 to 20%, and I was spending a lot of marketing money. I never really was afraid to spend money on marketing, but now that I'm kind of at a, you know, different point of view, I really wouldn't recommend it. I would probably just try to build relationships. And that is a little bit more tedious, but in the long run, it's gonna definitely pay off. So what I would do if it was me speaking to you is I'd get 2 trucks, get 2 drivers, 2 operators on those trucks, a couple of helpers, and get those trucks rolling as much as you can, and then pound the pavement every single day. Get out in front of whoever you can to offer your services to. It is time consuming, but it's definitely the best thing you can do for your time every single day. Okay, so we're dropping off trucks today. A lot of trucks need to get worked on, so I'm gonna be grabbing a little energy drink and be talking to you guys today about some pretty cool stuff. So let's get some drinks and get on the road. So really, with all that being said, my biggest piece of advice is just not to give up. Really, just don't quit. It can kind of come to the point sometimes where either you're in a bad financial situation, which is going to happen a lot. And when I say bad financial situation, I just mean a lack of cash flow or cash coming in. You know, especially, you know, transportation business like what I'm in, you're going to have a lot more truck problems than you realize. A lot more little stuff come up. You know, oil changes are a lot more frequent. Oil changes are expensive, especially when you get into like heavy duty equipment like box trucks. A PM service, which is like a maintenance service you want to get done, but can be anywhere between $400 to $700. Pickup trucks like the one I'm in, you know, can cost you $100 to $200, so it's not as bad. But the biggest advice is just don't give up. Don't quit. You can always make money doing this. And it might not be exactly how much you're looking for. If like you want to scale it down, if you want to adjust, pivot, maybe just go on the jobs yourself. There's always money to be made in the moving, transportation, delivery business. And I think it's kind of something that I stumbled upon, kind of found myself falling into falling in love with it a little bit. I mean, it's work, it's hard. You know, I'm not gonna sit here and say I love every single second of it, but it is rewarding, like the game of it. But you know, when it's hard, you got to realize that it's hard for other people too, and that's when a lot of people quit. And if you're gonna quit when it gets a little hard, then you don't really deserve when it's good. And you know, you got to be in it for the long game. If you're gonna try to organically grow even just $1 million business, you're not gonna see that for at least 3 years. But what you are gonna see right off the bat, you know, is a couple of grand a week, which is awesome. You know, especially if you're doing the jobs yourself, the profitability on that's almost 50%. So, you know, it could be even more. If you have your own pickup truck, your own trailer, you can easily make $4,000 to $6,000 a week, you know, running that every single day. It's not hard to do. Even if you're just picking up little small furniture pieces, moving things inside for people, you can clear $400 to $600. I have people online that do it. I did it for a year straight. So it's definitely a good way to save capital too if you don't have a lot of money or accesses to financing like I didn't and still really don't even look into. But I'm gonna leave you guys with that. I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions about exactly how like specific I started my moving company, you know, like the licensing, the insurance, the requirements, DOT, you know, medical cards. If you guys have any questions about that specifically, just let me know. I'd be glad to answer anything for you or make a video about it if there's a specific kind of broad question. And I'm gonna leave you guys with that. Peace.